Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kanini Kega, the Director of Elections in Jubilee Party, is revealing the outcome of their every Tuesday online poll at Jubilee Party. And they are saying that since Raila Odinga, for the better part of April, or rather since he started the project Mount Kenya, as it stands now, there is a likelihood that if voting was to be done, then Raila will surpass the 30% requirement that he was putting on the Mount Kenya. This is a statement that you cannot underestimate because, one, Kanini Kega has an access to the national NIS, and this is a research that are reliable, sitting in the desktop of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And then the question that I can then ask in this report, with this report is this: there is, in the light of latest political developments of Raila Odinga as far as Mount Kenya vote hunting is concerned, what do you think is the percentage that Martha Karua so far has added in Raila Odinga's vote basket? And this, in my understanding, I think it might be a bit limiting or unfair to restrict Martha Karua to Mount Kenya. So I understand there is the national basket that Martha Karua is filling. But from the central Kenya, what do you think is the percentage that she has decided, or rather she has managed to tilt? Because this should be a very wrong news. This is a very bad news to Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. As far as the political strategists of Raila Odinga were envisioning a 30% vote basket in Mount Kenya, for them to be in a position to seal the win in the first round, in any case, it is going beyond 30%. It is reducing William Ruto's 80% requirement for him to win this election. And so it is evident that anything that is benefiting, or rather is increasing Raila Odinga's vote in Mount Kenya is reducing. And by the way, Raila Odinga's popularity in the counties of Mount Kenya can only increase. It cannot reduce and it cannot stagger. Deputy President, in my understanding, the people that are going to vote for him in Mount Kenya have decided. The decision is being made. As to whether they have the voting cards or not is another question, but I think they have decided. The only thing that can happen now is some of them crossing the bridge and coming this other side. Secondly, is the mirage of undecided voters. The undecided voters, in my understanding, are mostly in Mount Kenya. Why? They don't have one of their own in the ticket. Someone might be asking me, why am I saying that, and Western and Coast, or rather Northeastern and Ukambani, are also not having one of their own in the ticket? This is with the Gema, they have a sitting president, and for the last 5 general elections, I think for the last 4, from 2002, 2017, 2013 and 2017, the last 4 general elections, they've been waking up every time in the morning to go and vote one of their own. Fortunately, they have been seeing the merit of that vote, or rather may say their candidates have been winning. Even though I understand that might be contestable, that statement might be challenged, depending from where you are standing. So in this video, I want us to look at Uhuru Kenyatta's masterpiece. Recently, there was a report by the media that President Uhuru Kenyatta tactfully had decided to keep off from Raila Odinga's campaigns. But let me remind you that it's not even Raila Odinga. President Uhuru Kenyatta even kept off Jubilee Party politics. And mostly of what he has done, he has taken the politics to the boardroom, where what exactly happens if there is supposed to be a decision that party has to make that is beyond the party structures, then it will be taken to the State House. So that has helped to quell and manage. He has successfully managed Nyandarua gubernatorial race that was between Kimemia and Cecily Kariuki. He has also managed to neutralize Nakuru, that was Lee Kinyanjui and Stanley Karanja, and that seems to have given the party really bit of some comfort. So ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the 4 masterpieces in my own understanding that has changed or tactically is working on Project Raila Odinga in Mount Kenya. If you're watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also give us your feedback. What are people saying on the ground, or what is in the ground? One thing that the president did and worked for Raila is avoiding the confrontation with William Ruto in central Kenya. In fact, the decision to invite William Ruto in the cabinet meeting was to quell the tension, because the voters, or other people that had been supporting William Ruto, majority of them were just on emotional appeal, where some of them had been told that Ruto is being betrayed by the president, and it is simply on that. Now, that betrayal tag was wiping emotions, and there was salt being added on the injury by, or rather, frequent confrontations between Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta. So Uhuru Kenyatta toned down on that, and in fact, it was mostly facilitated by the central Kenyan leaders now attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta. The fact that now President is not in the limelight and he's playing passive role in these campaigns now has really found these guys off guard, and they're finding it very difficult even now to sell their agenda. Number 2, I once analyzed here that after the Azimio la Umoja endorsed Raila Odinga, there was a need for the Gitongas that the business leaders, the business moguls in Mount Kenya, to establish youth-driven projects, and that was done, or rather that is being done. You could see projects where Karanja Kibichu was engaging the youth, talking to the people, and especially the ones that are in football and sports activities. There are also a couple of other government agencies that are now trying to target the youth. The town hall meetings by Sabina Chege and the rest of leaders were targeting the youth. What the Mount Kenya youth needed was someone to talk to. The conversation. It needed to be conversational. It didn't need to be a up-bottom conversation. Actually, they needed to embrace bottom-up conversation, not bottom-up model. So, where they could get someone and sit down and people listen to them. So, when Raila was doing this, Raila was doing a sit-down, one-on-one. And by the way, the economic conventions that are being done by UDA are not really on that economic agenda. And in fact, if you follow those proceedings, they're just mini political events. What they're trying to do, they had realized that Raila Odinga really had conversation with the people, and now there was a bit of that consciousness. They have packaged a conversation with the people as economic bloc conventions. So there is nothing like economy there. There is nothing that is more tangible. It is just trying now to derode what Raila Odinga team had done. The other aspect, and I can see, is Jubilee party was lacking vibrance to campaign for Raila Odinga. And it was difficult for them, if you remember, to put the photo of Raila Odinga in their posters. Now with Martha Karua, the president gave them a nod, and the Jubilee structure then embraced and inherited Martha Wangari Karua. That has helped very much for the Jubilee party grassroots to be activated. if you look at Martha Karua's rallies in central Kenya, you will see a host of Jubilee leaders are now tagging along, and MCAs, aspirants, MP, governor. This has really activated, and now the Jubilee party is getting bit of that visibility. I have to mention, if president was to go and campaign for Jubilee aspirants, they will even lose. It is even now easier that Martha Karua is coming over from the moons, from the blues, now to embrace the aspirants, or rather the Jubilee party grassroots structure. So the Martha Karua has activated the party activity. Lastly, Ruto Gachagua ticket, they will say everything. They will make every strategy. But it is going to take them months and a lot of hard work to erode a feeling amongst the voters that that ticket was a corruption ticket. I don't understand that tag is already with them. And if you listen to the way Martha Karua is saying, Martha Karua is telling them that let's choose between who is going to protect our economy and who is going to destroy our economy. I can surely tell you, it is going to take them difficult, because one, it's going to take them centuries, because one, the UDA leaders, for example, specifically Moses Kuria, they have acknowledged that that ticket is a ticket of corruption notes. First, they are embracing it. In fact, if someone was in charge, they would try to make so much on denying, or rather blacklisting that narrative. But that narrative is not blacklisted. They are facing it. And Moses Kuria the other day was in Kiambu saying, kama mnasema hiyo ticket ni watu wazuri na hii ni watu wameiba pesa, then face about that conversation. They should make sure they kill that narrative. But it is not easy, because that is what is vis-a-vis. That is why they're saying Raila Karua ticket and Karua and Ruto Gachagua ticket is day and night. I want to agree with my good friend Gideon Kiprotich that William Ruto needed to pick Kithure Kindiki. The votes that they have been saying that Gachagua can bring, those votes William Ruto can get. Even if Gachagua is not the running mate, but Gachagua is in UDA, he is most likely going to get those votes. But with the way things have gone, it will take them. It will take them down. At the same time, it is taking Raila Odinga a lot of effort to climb the mountain. It will take them a lot of effort to convince the voters that they're a safe pair of hands. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my analysis.